Coming up on Citrus TV News Live at 6, it's National Eating Disorder Awareness Week. Find out what students at SU are doing to raise awareness.
The weather has been breaking all kinds of records in Syracuse this winter, and that is particularly dangerous for some people in the city.
The Department of Homeland Security may have to furlough 30,000 workers on Friday.
And a new study sheds some light on childhood peanut allergies. Citrus TV starts right now.
Well, and welcome to Citrus TV News Live at 6 for February 25th. I'm Will Gerhard.
And I'm Allie Bauman. Syracuse University officials held several forums today to discuss the academic strategic plan that they've been developing all year. That's our top story.
University administration is holding open forums today to talk to students about the academic strategic plan for SU. There are meetings at noon and 2 p.m. today. Reports were delivered by the different working groups involved in the process. Now, Citrus TV reporter Nick Papantonis attended one of the sessions, and he's live at the Shine Student Center where the final session is currently underway. Nick, what exactly did they talk about today at the forums?
Hey, Will, how's it going? So you were right, this is the third of 3 sessions that is currently going on right now in the Goldstein Auditorium. They're talking about academic initiatives ranging from undergraduate life to research to veterans to international affairs. So it's a range of topics that's going to define what the SU policy on academics is for the next few years. So this is the preliminary part of the first draft. And before I attended this session this afternoon, I asked a couple of students what they thought SU would need to better themselves in academic life.
Reaching out to the community aspect needs the most improvement. I feel as though we used to do a lot with going into the community and giving back to schools and to kids and to different organizations, but we've really strayed away from that.
I came from Brazil, so this university is pretty much amazing for me. Like they prepare things really quick here.
So in terms of undergraduate academics, they're saying that there are several bright spots in East University, but they need to be better connected. In terms of student support, they say that there is room for improvement in all areas of the university. In terms of SU Abroad, so they're focusing on putting money into 2 or 3 of our programs right now, but they want to better help students go abroad by making it cost neutral. Veterans Affairs will get more funding and keep SU in the forefront of all academic parts, and graduates and research. So graduates are going to get paid what they get paid at other universities, as well as undergraduate research is going to get a boost in funding that's currently above right now, and there's going to be a special office created. Live from Goldstein Auditorium, I'm Nick Papantonis.
Well, the first draft of the academic strategic plan is expected to be made available in late April or early May. Citrus TV will be following that story for you as it develops throughout the semester.
And it's time to take our first look at today's weather with Citrus TV weather anchor Monica Hammer.
The sun was shining in Syracuse today with temperatures in the low 20s. It felt a little colder than that with winds at around 20 miles per hour. Looking at the quad cam, we can see that some of that snow that we got a couple of weeks ago is starting to go away, but we could be seeing some more snow this weekend. Over the next couple of days, we should not be seeing too much change in the weather compared to what we saw today, and I'll have your full weather forecast later in the show.
An estimated 30 million Americans will be personally affected by an eating disorder at some point in their lives. Some students at Syracuse are raising awareness about the illness as part of National Eating Disorder Awareness Week. That's an entire week of events planned to educate students about these conditions. All week you can drop off your 2 small jeans you might have stashed in the back of your closet in the Life Science building.
Today, Citrus TV caught up with some students spreading awareness to find out what this week means to them.
Great way for me to not only embrace myself and the way I look, but also help other women embrace themselves and to help other women believe that, you know, I am beautiful no matter what I look like, no matter what size I come in. All people are flawed, but they're all beautifully flawed.
At 7 o'clock tonight, there will be an eating disorder awareness panel at the Newhouse School. On Friday, SU author Harriet Brown will discuss the media's impact on the widespread cases of eating disorders in the United States.
Well, movie star and comedian Adam Devine was at Syracuse University last night. A Night with Adam Devine was University Union's final comedy show for the semester. Other comedians that visited Syracuse include John Mulaney and Kevin Hart. Devine is known as one of the lead characters in Comedy Central's Workaholics and for his role as Bumper in the popular movie Pitch Perfect.
Now, nobody likes this cold weather we've been experiencing throughout this entire month of February, but imagine being in this weather and having no place to get away from the cold.
The rescue mission in Syracuse does everything it can to make sure the homeless aren't left outside when temperatures get this low. CitrusTV reporter Josh Bazan has the story.
This February in Syracuse has been cold. In fact, it's on pace to be the coldest recorded February in the city's history. Temperatures never rose above freezing, and the wind chill today was as low as 25 degrees below zero. Weather like this can be life-threatening to those without a home.
We're not going to close our doors. I mean, when this kind of weather, we're not going to turn anyone away.
The rescue mission in Syracuse offers shelter to homeless people in the city. But when the weather is as cold as it has been, the employees don't wait for visitors to find them.
He's the guy. He's going under bridges, you know, walking the railroad tracks, following any leads that anybody would call on. His job is primarily that. So, but he'll go in or go out, try his best to get people in.
When guests check in at the rescue mission, they can get a warm bed and a hot meal. On particularly frigid nights, the shelter does all it can to make sure nobody in Syracuse is stuck outside.
Our primary goal is do everything we can to get you to come off the street. Anything. We'll drive you wherever you got to go, make any phone calls, do whatever we got to do to get you inside somewhere, not just here.
If you see someone tonight who looks like they may not have some place to go, officials at the rescue mission encourage you to give them a call so they can make sure everyone has somewhere warm to stay tonight. Josh Bazan, CitrusTV News.
Thank you, Josh. And once again, you can look up the rescue mission's information online.
Now, coming up after the break, 1/5 of Southwest Airlines' fleet was grounded yesterday after the FAA discovered they've been missing inspections.
And this February has been one of the coldest in Syracuse history. We will get a break from the cold anytime soon. Monica Hammer brings you her full weather forecast. We'll be right back.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Don't look at me. Your hair's a bit frizzy today. Oh, you should pick that up. Oh, you're such a dork. Loser. Here, let me help you with that. Oops.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Oh, look. Your crush is looking at you. Poor you.
They want to help, but don't know how.
See, no one here's gonna help you, because no one
Teach
likes
your
you.
kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
More than 30,000 Homeland Security employees are on the verge of being sent home as Congress attempts to provide the necessary funding. Over 240,000 employees are exempt from the shutdown due to the nature of their work, but the remaining employees would be furloughed. The DHS will run out of money on Sunday unless Congress approves new funding to the department. Republicans are attempting to increase funding to the DHS while also blocking President Obama's new immigration laws. And Southwest Airlines has canceled over 80 flights and grounded 128 jets because of missed inspections. The airline says that hydraulic systems were not inspected and that these planes were taken out of service. The amount of planes that require checks account for 1/5 of Southwest's fleet. The FAA is allowing these planes to take passengers even before Southwest finishes these overdue inspections. And a Texas jury has found the American sniper killer Eddie Ruth guilty of capital murder on Tuesday night. The jury rejected Ruth's insanity defense in the killing of American sniper author Chris Kyle and another veteran at a shooting range in February of 2013. Kyle's widow was not present at the jury read. As the jury read its verdict, Ruth has been sentenced to life in prison without parole. And staying in the southwestern U.S., federal investigators are looking into what caused a fiery crash between a pickup truck and a commuter train on the Southwest California rail line. The driver of the truck, 54-year-old Jose Alejandro Sanchez Ramirez of Yuma, Arizona, was found half a mile away from the crash nearly 45 minutes later. He had abandoned his pickup truck on the tracks and has since been arrested on suspicion of felony hit and run. 3 cars were derailed and dozens injured, though none of the injuries have been reported life-threatening.
Three men in New York City have been arrested after attempting to join ISIS in Syria and plan an assassination attack on President Obama. The FBI says that the trio planned to hijack a commercial flight to Turkey and divert it to the Islamic State so that the group would have an additional plane. The three men face charges including attempting and conspiring to provide material support and resources to a foreign terrorist organization. The FBI has issued a bulletin to state and local law enforcement about their plot, urging law enforcement to look for other people who may want to carry out attacks. And at least 24 people were killed in 2 separate blasts in a teen suicide bombing in Nigeria on Tuesday. A man with explosive forced his way onto a bus that killed 12 people on the bus and then 12 people at a bus station later on. There is fear that some victims were kidnapped and are being used to carry out bombings in the country. Many of them are children. No one has claimed responsibility yet, but the bombers are suspected to be Boko Haram Islamic extremists. And Ukraine leaders are sharing their discontent of Russia's actions after the ceasefire agreement signed nearly 2 weeks ago. Ukraine's prime minister says that Russia is not withdrawing their heavy weapons from the eastern areas of the country. The prime minister also shared his dreams of peace, hoping that all Russian militants will get out of the Ukraine as soon as possible. The U.S. and other allies are considering imposing more sanctions on Russia for violating the truce.
And now let's see what weather we have to look forward to. Monica Hammer has our full forecast.
It's currently 23 degrees outside, but it feels more like 8 with winds at around 20 miles per hour. We saw partly cloudy skies throughout the course of the day with only a 20% chance of precipitation. Looking at temperatures across the country today, we saw some warmer temperatures than we had been seeing for the last week. Taking a closer look at the northeast and temperatures from earlier today, we saw most areas with temperatures in the 20s and 30s. Throughout the course of the evening, we aren't looking at much change, and if we look at that Doppler radar for Syracuse, we can see that we're not seeing too much precipitation headed for our area. We do see a little bit of a cold front coming in, but people shouldn't be too worried about snow, at least within the next 48 hours. Tonight, we're going to see a slight drop in temperatures, with it getting down to around 0 degrees, but with that also being the low, with 0 being that low, we should not be seeing those negatives, especially with winds only at around 8 miles per hour opposed to the 20 miles per hour from earlier today. There will be partly cloudy skies throughout the course of the evening. Tomorrow we're looking at cloudy skies with temperatures at around 14 degrees and a low of -5. Wind chill should not be too bad, and there are not too many severe weather alerts in the area if we take a look at that map. There are some winter weather alerts slightly to the north, but Syracuse is looking at a little break from the snow. Over the next 48 hours, we're looking at less than an inch of snow, and then we will continue to get a break from the snow towards the end of the week. If we take a look at that 5-day forecast, we'll be seeing some cold temperatures over the next couple of days, but the sun should be shining Friday and Saturday. Sunday and Monday we'll start to see more snowfall with a 70% chance of precipitation for both days. With that snow, though, we do see a slight temperature increase to the high 20s as opposed to the teens that we're looking at for the next couple of days.
All right, well, it's getting to the end of February. Have we kind of reached the pit of temperature-wise? Are we only going up from here?
That's the hope. We are going to see some higher temperatures on Saturday and Sunday, even with the snow coming, and on Monday continuing to next week. But things have been crazy this year in February, so we could be seeing a drop next week as well. So
not looking too far ahead, but there's the last home basketball game of the season on Monday against Virginia. You said 70% chance of snow. Do you think that could cause some trouble for people coming into the games?
There is a 70% chance, but we're not looking at too much accumulation over the weekend, just a couple of inches. So it will obviously affect the turnout, but hopefully not too badly.
Great. Thanks, Monica.
Thank you, Monica. And when Citrus TV returns, Nike is bringing back a very popular shoe.
And Toyota is giving one popular car maker a run for its money. Stick around, Citrus TV. We'll be right back.
If I got to go to college, oh my goodness. I like discovering new things. You get to see what works for you and what doesn't. That helps you evolve as a person. You get to make like a supernova of skill or talent or whatever it is. I've always wanted to go to college. I just feel like that's my destiny. My name is Queen, and I am your dividend.
Here is my handle and here is my spout.
When I get all steamed up, then I shout,
tip me over and pour me out. Oh. The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Cheers.
Take time to be a dad today.
Well, a new study shows that eating peanut butter as an infant can prevent peanut butter allergies. The study appears in the New England Journal of Medicine and says that the risk of developing an allergy is reduced by 80% in babies that will eat peanut products.
Peanut allergies can be fatal, and the amount of children developing the allergy by the age of 5 has since dropped from 14 out of every 100 children to 2 out of every 100 children who are fed peanut products.
A Minnesota man has been blind for a decade, but now he's finally able to see the smiles on his family's faces. Alan Zarad has a degenerative eye condition that left him unable to see anything but a bright light. After receiving an eye implant, he saw his wife for the first time in 10 years.
Wires from the implant connect to the glasses and the camera at the bridge of the nose. The implant bypasses the damaged retina and sends images from the camera directly to the optic nerve.
Forrest Gump shoes are back in action. The same sneakers Tom Hanks wore in the 1994 blockbuster hit are back on the market. Nike's signature red, white, and blue sneakers were the classic running shoes in the 70s and are making a comeback. The sneakers will be sold for $100 a pair and will go on sale in stores online February 28th.
Tesla has a new rival. Toyota announced a new car that runs on hydrogen and can refuel in just 3 minutes. It'll cost about $70,000, providing some competition for the $69,000 Tesla. Toyota says the car has a cruising range of approximately 435 miles compared to just 265 miles in the Tesla. But Tesla has a fast-growing fuel network that Toyota will have to catch up to. The car is expected to be sold in the United States this summer.
E-personality Juliana Rancic has made a public on-air apology to the Disney star Zendaya Coleman. At the Oscars on Sunday night, Coleman caught everyone's attention with her outfit and faux dreadlocks. Vogue called her the breakout style star of the evening, but Rancic caught public backlash for saying the star's hair looked like, quote, smells like petrol oil and maybe weed. Coleman says the remarks are just another example of stereotyping, but has accepted Rancic's apology.
Now, although it was never a huge ratings hit, NBC's Parks and Rec had a strong following of loyal viewers for the past 7 years. Last night, though, the network sitcom aired its series finale. This comes just a year after the show took home awards for Outstanding Comedy Series and Outstanding Comedy Actress at the American Comedy Awards in 2014. Over the past 5 years, the NBC sitcom has won 12 awards and has been nominated for nearly 50 others. No announcement has been made yet as to which show will replace Parks and Rec on NBC's schedule.
Syracuse basketball was struggling all season. Last night they went to South Bend, and you won't believe what happens next. Things looked like they were going well for Chicago sports, but just watch the end of the video. Wow. And forget everything you thought you knew about Syracuse tennis, this new ranking will blow your mind. Sound like something you'd click on? Then you're part of the problem. But hey, it's sports and it's next, so stick around.
So we're gonna put some ants in their pants. Aww.
Kids will spend 22 minutes watching us, the super duper party troopers, sing about ants in their pants.
Isn't that funny? Ants in their pants, they got ants in their pants, they've got ants in their pants.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against a wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
Son, tell him that I've begun to dream of things to come, and tell the trees not to look for me. I'm going to find some peace of mind. Wake the sun. Wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun.
One thing has seemingly fallen by the wayside. The basketball. But the team remains focused on the task at hand, taking down number 12 Louisville in the Carrier Dome last week. Last night, the Orange headed to Notre Dame to take on the number 9 Irish. And with nothing but pride to play for, they turned in their best game of the year. Well, it's Syracuse basketball. Who else is going to show in an establishing shot but Lakeem Christmas? Huge slam, huge season for the Syracuse big man. That would put Syracuse on top 2-0. Story of the game, though, B.J. Johnson nails a 3 there, and he actually led the way for the Orange. That's right, B.J. Johnson led the way. Another jumper right there to put the Orange up 10 in the first half. But Notre Dame's not the number 9 team in the country for nothing. They would start to chip away. Early in the second half, Demetrius Jackson goes in for the layup. And then the big one, Syracuse, Lakeem Christmas playing with 4 fouls for most of the second half. 5 minutes to go, he picks up his 5th. He says Jim Boeheim doesn't smile. He doesn't even know what to say. With no rack in the game, the Irish are ready to get going down low. Here they would chip the lead down to 3 points. But then, someone who hasn't really stepped up recently for the Orange, Trevor Cooney, from way downtown, puts the Orange back up 6. But then 30 seconds left, only a 2-point game. But the man of the hour, B.J. Johnson, slams it home, gets the foul, hits the free throw, cementing the Orange upset 65-60. For once, the Cubs aren't the worst thing in Chicago sports. The Blackhawks and the Bulls both saw their title hopes take a nosedive yesterday with injuries to superstars Patrick Kane and Derrick Rose. Kane could be out up to 10 weeks with what the Blackhawks are calling, in a very Syracuse Athletics fashion, an upper body injury. The injury came after a vicious cross-check from the Panthers' Alex Petrovich. Meanwhile, across town, the Bulls announced that oft-injured point guard Derrick Rose will undergo surgery to repair a torn meniscus in his right knee. He's expected to miss at least 6 weeks, possibly returning in time for the playoffs. This is the third major injury to Rose since his MVP season in 2011. Meanwhile, moving over to Madison Square Garden, the Rangers taking on the Flames. Oscar Lindbergh making his NHL debut for the Rangers, but it was another rookie stepping up big for New York. Cam Talbot in goal with the huge save there, and then it was his Flames counterpart's turn. Kerry Rano makes the stop off the Dan Boyle shot, but in the third period, things wouldn't go quite so well for the Flames netminder. Derek Brassard finds Kevin Hayes, who finds the back of the net, puts the Rangers up 1-0. And the Flames, really no good chances down the stretch here. This is the best they got, a little bouncer that Talbot saves, and that's how this one ends. The Rangers take it over the Flames 1-0. Syracuse fans looking for a team to cheer for, it's time to start looking to the courts. The tennis courts, that is. The Syracuse women's team is currently 5-3 and jumped 25 spots this week to number 34 in the most recent ITA poll. This rank is the best in program history and their first time in the top 40 since 2012. The Orange travel to South Bend to take on number 26 Notre Dame on Friday before returning home Saturday to take on Pittsburgh. The match is at 11 a.m. Saturday morning, and free pizza will be provided to all in attendance. But the real powerhouse on the SU campus is, of course, the Syracuse women's lacrosse team. The team is 4-0 and ranked either number 2 or 3, because women's lacrosse has 2 polls, because that's just the way it is. Regardless of numbers, the women are coming off a huge win against number 8 or 9 Virginia, and are looking to keep rolling right now in the Carrier Dome. The team is taking on UConn as we speak, so as soon as you're done watching the news here on Citrus TV, make sure you head on down to the Dome to catch the end of that one.
Thank you, Tyler. Always exciting. And when we come back, Citrus TV weather anchor Monica Hammer tells us what we can expect tomorrow morning.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play, what you wear, how you dance, or even what direction life takes you. You just need to be there. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
This new mom is struggling to get the skates just right. Now she's holding on for dear life.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of siblings in foster care will take you just as you are.
So who's going to do what?
I'll pack the dead batteries.
Great.
I'll only put what I don't need into a duffel bag.
Perfect. That's totally unhelpful.
No problem.
Meanwhile, I will try to comfort everyone by speaking in a calm voice. And who is going to handle supplies?
I can forget to do a list for us.
Thanks, pal.
We couldn't be any less prepared. I'm proud of you guys.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Search Ready Kids at nyc.gov or call 311.
Welcome back. Let's take one final look at tomorrow's weather with Monica Hammer.
Tomorrow we're looking at temperatures in the teens with a low of -5 degrees. Make sure to bundle up when you're heading out, even though those winds won't be hitting quite as hard as they did today. Cloudy skies are expected, but hopefully that sun will break through, and that's expected for Friday and Saturday as well. There's a low chance of snow showers, but still make sure to stay warm with a hat and gloves just in case.
Well, that's all the time we have for tonight. Thanks for tuning in to Citrus TV. I'm Will Gerhard.
And I'm Allie Bauman. Make sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Have a nice night.